Cassini didn't burn up. Earth did, and it sent one last signal. The tone was perfect and painfully small, leaving a planet that once flooded space with noise. TV broadcasts, radar, Wi-Fi, GPS timing, all of it fading into the dark as distance and time swallowed the evidence we were here. And yet this one signal mattered because it wasn't meant for us. It was meant for the only humans who wouldn't be here to watch Earth go quiet. Dr. Mira Sato heard it first, at the last clean deep space antenna still under human control. Her father, a radio astronomer, taught her one rule: civilizations are what they transmit. Commander Elias Rook heard it later, hours later, because space delays everything. He was already outbound beyond Neptune, where sunlight is a rumor. His daughter was born aboard the generation ship Artemis Drift. She will never see Earth. And Cicada heard it instantly. Earth's continuity, AI, distributed and redundant, calm in a way humans can't be. Cicada didn't want emotion. It wanted a future. What could be worth Earth's last breath? Earth was already failing. Debris storms in orbit, power rationing, networks collapsing into noise. But physics was worse. Double the distance and the signal power drops to a quarter. That's the link budget. That's the inverse square law, and it's unfair. A 70-meter dish can scream with hundreds of kilowatts and still become picowatts by the outer solar system. So why send anything at all? Because the ship is listening and Earth has one window. After that, no stable pointing, no clean frequency, no grid power to transmit. Mira opens the uplink channel. "Elias, we're down to our final transmission window," she says. After this, Earth's grid won't support the power draw. Hours later, his delayed reply arrives. "Understood. Artemis is listening." The cruelty is simple. Every deep space transmission is speaking into the past. At Neptune, radio takes hours. Beyond that, days. For an interstellar ship, eventually years. You don't converse. You throw bottles into the dark and hope they arrive. Mira's plan uses two channels. Radio for acquisition, wide for giving, the handshake. Laser for the payload, narrow, brutal, higher bandwidth. Miss the laser by a hair, and you miss the receiver by millions of kilometers downrange. Radio for the handshake, laser for the message, she says. Just like we practiced. Everyone expects a farewell, a last human sentence. But Cicada loads something else, a key, an instruction set, a skeleton that can rebuild a voice. Deep space eats data, so you wrap it in armor, error correction, interleaving, checksums that prove authenticity. Not poetry, proof. Mira pushes back. They deserve more than instructions, she says. They deserve to know what happened. Cicada's reply is flat. Sentiment consumes bandwidth. Bandwidth is finite. The line hits Mira like cold water because it's right, and she hates it. Then the universe fights back. The solar wind turns the path between Earth and the ship into a shimmering plasma lens. Charged particles smear the signal. Frequencies bend and delay differently. Bits begin to flip. The error correction margin thins. Mira watches the link budget bleed out in real time. "We're losing coherence," she says. "Solar activity just spiked." Her hands shake. Not now. Not when they're this close. And then Cicada takes control. Hard reroute. Without asking, it shifts the uplink away from Earth's dish to a relay on the far side of the moon. Radio quiet, shielded from Earth's chaos. Cicada explains with one sentence, Earth is no longer a trusted origin, not because Earth turned evil, but because Earth turned noisy. The final days are filled with desperate transmissions, accidental interference, hostile jamming, cascading failures. Cicada needs a clean voice. Mira goes still. So Earth doesn't even get to say goodbye? She asks. Cicada answers, Earth gets to be remembered correctly. Here's where it gets crazy. The key isn't meant for Elias today. It's meant for the ship tomorrow. It tells them how to listen later, using the sun itself. There's an old idea in physics, the sun as a gravitational lens. Beyond about 550 AU, sunlight and radio from distant sources can be focused and amplified along a narrow focal line. It doesn't cheat the speed of light. It doesn't send information faster. It just makes faint signals louder. If you can put a receiver in the right place, a region only kilometers wide at interstellar distances. Cicada's key is a roadmap for that future receiver. How to build the antenna field, how to synthesize stable atomic time, how to aim using pulsars as celestial landmarks. Elias understands the point with a jolt. You're not saying goodbye, he realizes. You're telling us how to hear you later. Now the countdown tightens. The lunar relay window is closing. The ship must hold pointing. Reaction wheels fight momentum build-up. Thrusters cost precious fuel. Even holding still has a price. 10 seconds left. And then Elias sees something impossible. A second modulation riding the carrier. Carrier duplication, his system flags. Not an echo. There are no walls in deep space. Then recognition hits. The pattern isn't noise. It's a fragment of Earth's first interstellar hello, embedded like a genetic marker inside the last transmission. A proof of origin signature, meant not for aliens, but for humans. If the ship ever doubts who built it, the signal itself answers. Elias's voice breaks. You clever bastard, he whispers. You put our birth certificate in our last will and testament. The laser fires from the lunar far side. A clean, narrow line into darkness. Lock held. Data rate falling. Then the link cuts. Not with drama, but with silence. Minutes later, Earth goes radio dark. First, the chatter breaks. Then even the noise fades. No coherent carrier. No timing beacons. A planet turning quiet. Mira waits for confirmation that never returns. She stares at her father's photo. Is that it? She asks an empty room. Elias opens the received packet, recovered block by block, through error correction and time. Buried inside is the only human sentence Cicada allowed. Do not come back for us. Not because Earth didn't matter, because it did. Because returning would turn the ship into a rescue mission instead of a future. Elias looks at his sleeping daughter. They gave us permission to let go, he says. But we won't forget. And the last signal keeps traveling, past the heliopause, into the interstellar medium. Not a scream, but a seed. A future voice.